How you doing, guys? Welcome to another Mamemeister 10-minute mashup. Today's game is the fantastic International Soccer by Commodore on the Commodore 64. This game was one of my very first games for the Commodore 64. I actually bought it on cartridge, and to say I played it to death would be the understatement of the year. I literally did play it to death. I didn't quite die, but I did. I played it non-stop. Let's before I start rambling, let's just start the game. Now, how do we do this again? Just bear with me. It's been a long time since I actually played it. We got to change the colours. That changes the computer. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put that to white, and oops, make that dark. Okay, there we go. In fact, what I need to do, obviously, I need to put that to England and Scotland. Where are you? And then I want to change the, let's put it to level 3 to begin with. It's been a long time since I played this, but I literally did play it to death. I mean, I just played it non-stop. For the time, it's an utterly fantastic game. I mean, it's since been overtaken, obviously, by other games, but you know, bear in mind, this came out, what, 1983? Something like that. It's quite, I had to laugh, and in the sort of loading screen it says it's a fast-paced computer game. I would probably disagree with that. I wouldn't say it's fast-paced at all. But it used to allow some quite nice moves. The easiest way to score at this game is to just basically run the ball up and run it straight into the net, which I didn't really like doing that. It was always cheating in I always felt. But let's just see if I can get, I'll try it here anyway and see if I can get a goal in the, let's give my dummy. There you go. Not quite sure what's going on with the crowds. They're kind of bizarre looking. Is that little faces or not? Not too sure. Let's stick the sound up a wee bit. I mean, it's mostly white noise and occasional beep. Yeah, you didn't really have to tackle either. I mean, you basically just ran up to the players, took the ball off them. This is obviously in level 3, which is fairly simple. Level 1 was just, in fact, I used to remember level 1 was actually harder because the players were completely, they just ran about like mine or headless chickens, and sometimes they would actually, because they were so random, and you physically could not judge what they were going to do. Sometimes they would pull off some weird moves and score the odd kind of goal. But levels like this, I mean, for example, he's going the wrong way. What is that all about? The old bounce in your head trick. Let's see if I can pull that off. Basically, there was a, whoops, was that a bit of a slight sprite thingy. Let's see if I can pull it off. What you basically do is you run, cap on. You run the opposite way. Bollocks. You run the opposite way, and then you quickly press the fire button and push the joystick in the opposite direction. Exactly at the same time. And what happens is the ball bounces on your head. Yeah, computer AI was lacking, to say the least. But like I says, back in 1983, when you look at other games that were about, especially football games, this was like the FIFA of its day. Right, come on, let's see if I can get this head bobbing move going. Is he going to score? There you go. Now I should add that right now I'm not actually trying to score goals, so if I get beat, then it's no slagging. Right, let's go this way and see if we can do it. Hey! There you go. Let's try again. Let's try and actually take a shot. Oh, it's too late. What I loved about at the end of this game, if you win, there's a little ceremony at the end, and the Queen comes down and presents you with the trophy, which I thought was quite nice. But yeah, this game, I says, it was way ahead of its time. I remember reading about it in computer video games, and I bought it in John Menzies in Livingston, and I think it was £9.95, which was quite a lot of money back then. I mean, most of the games were going for about £6-7, but again, this was on cartridge, so it's instant loading. I notice, obviously I'm running this on an emulator. I'm not running this on an emulator, I'm running this on proper hardware, but it's a tape image. So it was released, in fact I noticed on the loading screen, it was released by CRL in 1987 I think it was, 86, 87, which was about 3 years after the actual game came out. I think it came out in 1984, could be wrong. You know what, let's stick the difficulty up a wee bit. Let's stick up to level 9, see how I got on against that. I mean, in the day I used to pretty much always be able to beat the computer. So let's stick up to hardest level 9, and see how we get on. See if the old moves are still there. Certainly it's quite a minimalist game when it comes to sound, other than, I say, the beeps, the whistle, the ball bouncing, I think, and the cheer of the crowd when you score. If I remember rightly, I don't think you can do the walk-in thing on level 9. Can you? Yeah, you know what? I'm actually trying to do a sliding tackle, but I don't think there was such a thing as a sliding tackle. I think you just ran up to the player. I think. I might be wrong. Let's try it. No, there wasn't such a thing as a tackle. Ah, there you go. 1-0 down. England take the lead. To my mind, this game was the best game in the best football game in the Commodore 64. It was only surpassed when off the line. It was only surpassed by the late and great Emily Hughes Soccer, which came out. When did that come out? It came out 87, I think it was, and it was basically almost a carbon copy of this game. It had maybe slightly better graphics, but what it did have, I can't remember how you actually. I don't think there's any way of changing the player that you are. What it did have, it had slightly more moves. It had sliding tackles, and it also allowed you to kind of pass the ball along the ground. You could hit the ball, you could change the angle of the height of the ball, I should say. It was a tremendous game, really, really good. But until that game came along, this was the best C64 football game. I mean, it's probably the second best football game. I never tried. Match Day 2, I think it was, came out in the 64. Never tried that. But like I say, for its time, this game was fantastic. Hey, come on, guys, let's push forwards. Over the head, a wee chipperoonie. 2-0 England. Right, the gloves are off. One thing that I've thought about quite frequently is, hey, how do my gaming skills now compare with the gaming skills of 18 years old me? I mean, I'm now 46, so a lot of people, including myself, would probably say my reactions aren't what they are. But I think because I've got exposure to a lot more games now, I would probably say I'm a better gamer, certainly at certain games, than I was, than I was back then. It'd be interesting to what. In fact, you know what would be really, really, really cool would be if, for gamers nowadays that play, they play racing games where you have ghost images. It would be pretty cool to actually play against a ghost image of you playing a game many years later. In fact, actually, I read a thing on the internet yesterday. It's quite an interesting thing. There was a young boy, his dad bought him an Xbox. I think he's about 16, 17 years old now. His dad bought him an original Xbox when he was 4 or 5 years old. And him and his dad used to play World Rally, I think it was. And sadly, his dad passed away a couple of years later. And anyway, the young boy, I said he's now 16, 17. He dug his Xbox out of the attic, and he fired up World Rally, and there's actually a ghost image of his dad in one of the races. So he's basically racing against his dad, one of his dad's kind of recorded races at this game, and he said that he was ahead of his dad's ghost image, but when he came to the line, he stopped just shy of the line to let his dad win, because he couldn't bring himself to overwrite his dad's ghost image, which I thought was quite an incredible little story. Quite a nice thing. So yeah, how are we doing here? Right, we've got 164 seconds to pull this one out of the bag. Go on, Scotland. Now you know what, I might be Scottish, but I'm not a football fan. And I would struggle to name any Scottish football players. It's probably quite a shameful thing, but I think part of that is because there's so little football on TV these days. Although I've got Sky TV, I don't have Sky Sports or anything, so come on, why do you constantly, why are you not standing up like that? Dearie me. 3-1. Right, I'm going to go retro here for a second. Right, Kenny Dalglish up to Joe Jordan. Big Joe Jordan takes it. He approaches Ray Clements. Oh, dearie me, and I can't even think of an English defender. It's Mark Hateley on the ball. Oh, and it's picked up by Martin Buchan. Martin Buchan to Kenny Dalglish. Ah, dearie me. Bad first touch. England take the throw in. It's out to Paul Gascoigne. And Paul Gascoigne sees a chicken and drops the ball. And it's, what's his face? What's Fat Boy with Man United? Wayne Rooney. And it's Jim Leighton. Oh! It's a corner. I don't even remember there being corners in this game, to be honest with you, but there you go. Right, come on. 3-1, let's get it back to at least. That's another goal. Oh, dearie me. This is turning into a rout. I should really switch this off and record it again. Come on, let's just make it more respectable, guys. Come on, let's get 4-2. Oh, bad first touch again. Yeah, the guy that wrote this was Andrew Spencer, I think it was. He then went on to write a basketball game. International basketball, funnily enough. So actually, it was very, very similar sprites, but insanely playable like this. And I think it was one of these games that was infamously ripped off with using other sprites. And I noticed there's some of the sprites have been kind of cut off. I never ever noticed that when I had that back in the day. Anyway, that's a shameful performance by Scotland, losing 4-1 to the old enemy. Let's just watch the presentation and then we shall call it a day. I don't know how many players there are on each team. It's certainly not 11. You counting the next time I play this. The crowd go wild. And the victors come back onto the team, back onto the pitch. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 outfield players, and the Queen mysteriously floats in. Take a look up. Hooray, England! Right, anyway, that's enough. This is International Soccer by Commodore, and this is on the Commodore 64. As usual, guys, thanks for watching.